Have you ever stopped to think about what's really going on inside of you? I mean, way down deep, underneath the skin, past the organs, there's this busy, microscopic world that is, quite literally, the foundation of all life. So today, we're going to take a tour of that world. Let's dive into this incredible, living factory, the cell.
Okay, so our tour starts way back in 1665. A scientist, Robert Hooke, is looking at a super thin slice of cork through his microscope, and he sees something amazing: tiny, box-like compartments. They actually reminded him of the small rooms or cells in a monastery. So that's what he called them, cells. And he had no idea he'd just put a name to the fundamental unit of everything alive.
You see, Hooke opened the door to this massive question. We know we're made of cells, sure, but what does that really mean? What is this one thing that connects a tiny little bacterium to a gigantic blue whale and to you and me? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
To really get this, we have to start with the basics, right? We need to establish the ground rules. So, what exactly is a cell, and why is it so incredibly important? Let's get right to the core definition.
And here it is. At its heart, a cell is the most basic unit of life, all wrapped up in a membrane. Think of it like a self-contained little vessel holding all the tools and machinery needed for life to happen. You know, some organisms are just one single cell, like a bacterium. Others, like us, are more like a massive team of trillions of specialized cells all working together.
Now, what's so cool is how this all fits together in what scientists call the cell theory. It's got three simple but really powerful parts. First, everything that's alive is made of cells. Easy enough. Second, you can't break life down any smaller than a single cell. That's the smallest possible unit. And third, and this is a big one, cells don't just pop into existence, they only come from other cells dividing. This theory is the absolute bedrock of biology because it tells us that no matter how different we all look, we share this common cellular beginning.
So even though all life is made of cells, not all cells are created equal. It turns out, nature basically uses two major blueprints to build these tiny factories. You can think of it like two different models of a car. You've got your simple, no-frills, classic model, and then you've got the complex, high-tech luxury version.
And these two blueprints are called prokaryote and eukaryote. Honestly, their names tell you pretty much the whole story. Prokaryote literally means before the nucleus. This is that simple, classic design. Then you have eukaryote, which means true nucleus. This is the complex, upgraded model with all the bells and whistles and lots of specialized compartments. And this image just shows the difference perfectly. I mean, look at that. If a prokaryote is a one-room studio apartment, a eukaryote is a huge, sprawling city. It's got a central government, power plants, shipping centers, all these specialized districts working together. And these districts have a name: organelles. They're like tiny organs, each wrapped in its own membrane, doing a specific job without getting in the way of the others. This whole setup, this compartmentalization, was the game-changing upgrade that allowed for complex, multicellular life to even exist.
And all that complexity, it comes with a pretty serious size upgrade. Eukaryotic cells, the kind that make up plants, animals, and you, are usually 10 to 100 times larger than their simpler prokaryotic cousins. In the microscopic world, that is a massive difference.
So let's just take a moment with that original no-frills model, the prokaryote. For billions of years, these things were the only form of life on our planet. And that simple design isn't a weakness, it's a masterpiece of efficiency that's still unbelievably successful today.
Yeah, the prokaryotic toolkit is pretty minimalist. The number one thing to remember, as you can see, is no nucleus. Their DNA just kind of floats in a central area called the nucleoid. They also don't have any of those other membrane-bound compartments, those organelles we're about to see. This super simple single-cell design is what you find in bacteria and their relatives, archaea.
All right, now for the main event. Let's get to the eukaryotic cell and see how all this complexity works. And we're going to tour it just like a factory, with different departments all handling their own specialized jobs. Here it is, our factory floor plan. I know it looks a little complicated at first, but once you understand the workflow, it makes total sense. We're going to focus on the main production line, which is responsible for making one of the most important products in any cell: proteins. Proteins are basically the machines and the building materials of the cell. So if you understand how they're made, you're a long way towards understanding life itself.
So our factory tour is starting right at the heart of manufacturing. We're going to follow the journey of a protein from the initial blueprints all the way to the final packaged product that's ready to ship. And this involves three key departments: the nucleus, the endoplasmic reticulum, and the Golgi apparatus. First stop is the head office, the nucleus.
This is the command center for the entire operation. It's protected by its own membrane, and inside it holds the most valuable thing in the whole factory, the DNA. These are the master blueprints for everything the cell will ever need to build.
Now, attached right next to the head office is the main assembly line. This is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or just rough ER for short. And why is it rough? Because it's covered with these tiny little workers called ribosomes. The ribosomes are the actual machinery on the assembly line. They read a copy of the DNA instructions and build the proteins one piece at a time. The ER then helps fold these brand new proteins into their proper 3D shapes so they can do their jobs.
So once a protein is built on the assembly line, it's not quite ready to go. It needs to be packaged up and sent to the right address. That's the job of the Golgi apparatus, our factory's shipping department. Think of it like a warehouse or a post office. It gets the proteins, makes a few final tweaks, sorts them, and then packs them into little transport bubbles called vesicles for delivery.
So let's just recap that incredibly efficient process. Step 1, the nucleus sends out the instructions from the DNA blueprint. Step 2, the rough ER, with its ribosome workers, builds the actual protein. And Step 3, the Golgi apparatus packages that final product and ships it out. It's a perfectly coordinated system, and it's happening millions of times a second inside of you right now. Let's put our two cellular blueprints side by side one last time. It really makes the differences pop. As you can see, the game changer is the nucleus and those membrane-bound organelles. They're just absent in prokaryotes, but they define eukaryotes. And that one fundamental difference leads to all the other variations you see here: the DNA structure, the size, and ultimately the kinds of complex organisms they can build. And this brings us right back to where we started. Every single function, every structure, even every thought you have, it all depends on the coordinated work of these tiny individual factories. The cell really, truly is the building block of everything we call life. Think about it. That leap from the simple one-room prokaryote to the complex city of the eukaryote was one of the most important events in our planet's history. It opened the door for the explosion of all the complex life we see today. So it kind of leaves us with this incredible question. After billions of years of evolution, is this the final design? Or is there another great leap in how cells are built, just waiting around the corner?